this next card is actually called a pop-out rather than a pop-up, and is very, very simple to make. We've got it in two flavours. We've got the driving test for the one for the boys and one for the girls. Now, the first thing we need to do is obviously print out the one that you want to work with, and in this case I'm going to go with the boy one here. And the next thing we're going to do now is simply cut it out. It really is a very, very easy one to do. Just a couple of points to note. We're going to cut out from this line here, it's all the verticals again with a little bit of horizontal under here to pull the tyres out, but we stop at the windshield here, at the windscreen, at that line. So when you cut here, just go from, I would start off from the bumper there up to that line there. In fact, that's the first cut that I'm going to make, and it's not the end of the world. If you go beyond, then you can put a little bit of tape behind it, but if I do that first, then I know that I've got it right. So nice sharp knife, just cut up to that line, and that's fine. And then we're going to score that a little bit later on. So the next thing to do is cut out the rest of it. I'm going to do this by hand. You can see, just using my craft knife, run through. To there, and again just by hand. I'm just going to come to the corner of the tyre there, and then just up, and on the other side as well. I'll just show you there, around the tyre and just up, and then use my ruler here and by hand I can do this part as well. And just finish off here. Now it's very important that you don't cut the lower part of the tyres here, because they're the ones that are going to anchor it to the ground and give us our lift, as it were. Round there, last but not least. And then, as ever, just check that everything's free. You may just have to go back and free some of it. That's okay to there. Remember, we're not cutting the tyres there. Now we're going to score it, and first of all I'll run along. You can see the line, it's very, very obvious, this line here. An indentation there, one to help lift the tyres. The centre line here, but not across the middle of the car's bonnet. It must just be to either side. In fact, if I just pull that in, I'll show you. Hold it firmly, because the paper will try and move otherwise. There we go, and one over there. And last but not least, we've got the windshield there. So a nice score in there to make it easier to lift. And now comes the fun part. It really is just the bending and folding. I'm going to start with the bonnet here, and you can see I'm lifting it up, and that sets that crease off, so that's fantastic. And then just move the whole thing forward. You can see I'm going to put my thumbs behind the tyres and just press down. If I just show you that sideways there, you can see my thumb moving in and just pushing those tyres forward. That creases nicely. Again, walking along there, as I call it, just to help it along. And then I'm going to flip it over and just pinch those bits there, just where the crease marks are, in again, just a nice pinch along there. And now we've got this part, so again, push it over from behind here, and then that can be, you can get to that crease a lot more easily, and that folds to there. And now you can see, as if by magic, we've got our car. It's as simple as that. So the next thing to do is just fold the whole thing flat, and let it go where it wants to. Sometimes the creases, just especially on the centerfold, just want to move a fraction. If that's the case, let the paper decide where it's going to go. And if it's not quite straight, don't worry, we can trim that anyway. Because this is fairly accurately laid out, you can't use the print borderless command, or else it upsets all the lines. So you're always going to get a little border, so we're going to trim that down anyway, so that's fine. You can see now we've got this lovely pop-up car that works really, really well. And just to finish off, I've got the cover here. Now I've done this on 180 GSM, so it's a nice, reasonably thick card to go through the copier, and I've got my car here on 130 GSM paper, because it really doesn't have to be that strong, and I'm going to have to put something behind it because we've obviously got the hole there. So the best way to do this, I find, is just to lay that down flat, get your tape pen and just run around the edge here. We've really just got to hold that paper down in order for it to, oh, my tape pen's run out there. I've got enough just to finish off, so I'll put that down there, line it up on the crease, and you can see now that will enable it to fold, and then just push it over, press down, and that will hold that half. And if I just open it, we'll see now that works really well. You only do need the glue around the edge, and I'll go on and stick it round here as well. So as you open it up, it opens to reveal our car inside, and you can write your greetings there, or on the, or in the sky. But it does make, I think, for a fantastic pop-up card. Just great for anyone who's just passed their test or is starting. It could even be you give gift vouchers in here for them to start their driving lessons. Either way, it does make a very lovely card, simple to make, and the same technique goes whether you're doing it for the boys or the girls.